I'm Keith,
I'm Logan.
and welcome to Hot Zombie Summer, a Resident Evil review and retrospective podcast where we'll be playing through the main games of Capcom's Resident Evil series in release order.
We'll be talking characters, lore, gameplay, thrills, chills, and everything in between.
Yeah, so please join us, and we encourage you to listen along and play along with us as we go on this journey together.
Hey everyone, Logan here. We're diving right back into Resident Evil Director's Cut and coming at you with our last episode on this particular entry in the Resident Evil series. Last time we left off with a discussion of returning to the Spencer Mansion and fighting the giant snake Yawn. This week we're going to wrap up the mansion and continue our playthrough with the caves, the laboratory, and the final endgame Tyrant fight. We'll conclude by sharing some wrap-up thoughts and reflections on this excellent game. Enjoy! And I'm curious what happens in Chris's campaign for you after that, because this in the Jill campaign, we get to kind of, as far as I understand, like kind of a branching tree of events.
Oh, okay. So for Chris, after you fight Jan, he falls through the floor, and then you
Okay.
jump into the hole.
Okay. And
Is that what you do?
that's just the only way to proceed there.
Yes,
Okay.
I think
So,
so. I didn't really try to proceed anything else. I just remember jumping the hole, so I just did it.
okay.
But I
Yeah.
progressed from there.
Yeah, so it's a little different with Jill. You check the hole. Barry comes in, so you don't fall through the floor. So you check the
Hmm.
hole. Barry comes in, um, and he has a rope. He eventually has a rope, and so you lower the rope, and so
Oh,
he lowers you. He says, "I have a rope. I'll hold it," and then he immediately drops the rope once you're down in the hole. And so
oh.
that's
This is him trying to like a sign that Barry's maybe not fully on your side, or
Yeah, that's I think
okay.
how it's meant to be read, even though Jill seems to have no discernment. She's just like, that's weird. So you have a choice there. You can choose to continue, and if you choose to continue right down the hole, that gets you a bad or worse ending, right? So I think
Oh,
one of the
really?
ones where
Okay.
Barry doesn't make it.
Hmm.
And so, or you can wait. So I was actually just jotting down some notes for this podcast, and then Barry comes back and he says, "Hey, I got it. I figured it out." So then I think the
Oh.
rope is restored, or he gets
So
another
he
one or
maybe
something,
maybe had like a crisis of conscience or something.
something like that.
And
Yeah,
yeah, in
yeah,
in universe. That's
yeah.
interesting.
So it's an interesting move. I mean, I think my eyes rolled out of my head when he dropped the rope and was like, "Oops," it's like clearly this person
Yeah.
is behaving suspiciously. Because even before that, on various occasions, Jill will say like, "I thought you said you were exploring this area," and he just kind of has a bumbly response.
Oh. And then Jill's like, I bet Barry's on drugs. He's
It,
disappearing. He's
yeah,
got he's got bottles hid all over the mansion.
it it
He's his
becomes
fix.
it's just a dare campaign.
It's just a
It
dare
just
campaign. The
ends.
whole the whole thing is just an intervention for Barry. And then I
Oh,
was like, did Forrest really die? I was like, yeah, Forrest really died,
yeah,
but
he did get pecked to
no
death.
loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all part of the intervention. But
So
yeah, Chris,
yeah,
very meathead coded. He doesn't bother with ropes, just jumps into the black hole, just
that
going
seems
for it
that seems on point for
on
him.
brand. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you find a ladder, you go down, you start finding the Mo discs at this point,
that's right. That's
which you
right.
don't really know what they're for, but you've been kind of conditioned that if you find something that seems like it could be a key, you pick it up. So I picked it up. There's a cool spot where you find a little scrapbook, and this is more like world building type of memos where
Mm,
it's different newspaper clippings, kind of showing that
yeah.
why
Yep.
the stars came out here, that there was like these mysterious attacks, and it wasn't clear if it was like animal attacks or some sort of cult or what it was exactly. But it's kind of cool little thing from the
Hmm.
the Raccoon Star. I forget what the actual name of the
Yeah.
newspaper is, but
Well, it's a nice change of pace from the researcher memos too, right? Which are just kind of a single genre.
yeah.
So this is doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, it kind of shows there's, like a wider world than just the mansion. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So, and then are we at this point? Well, we're not quite into the caves. I believe we're in the basement. Is that
I think
right?
we're in the basement. Yeah, because the next
Right.
big thing for Chris, you find the trophy room,
Hmm.
which has all the taxidermy stuff in it, and so this is kind of a fun little puzzle. It took me a little bit to figure out because I there's a step ladder or a
Hmm.
step stairs, whatever you want to call it. So obviously I climb with something. So I just push this thing around, like climbing up and like mashing the X button, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do.
Uh-huh.
But in a delicious inversion of what usually happens in our world, if you want to see, you gotta turn the light on. In Resident Evil world, sometimes you want to see, you gotta turn the light off.
Wow. It's
Yeah, it's
like you,
profound.
yeah, that is. Yeah,
So
right. Because it
eventually you find
sparkles.
a switch on a switch on the wall, and you turn it off, and then there's a glow in the dark jewel on one of the deer head that you have to climb up and grab. And then you can use that on the tiger statue later on to get the magnum.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
And
so that's the same for Chris as it is for Jill.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the magnum rocks. You've already gotten some ammo for it, so you knew it was coming, which is another thing I feel like RE games do. Like I feel like that would
Hmm.
continue where you get like the ammo first, and it's kind of like a preview of like make sure you're looking out for this because you're gonna
Yeah,
get it later.
yeah.
Which I think is like a nice way to both like give you something to look forward to and hopefully make you not miss it, you know.
Mhm. Right. And
But
I
yeah,
will say
most
that
most things die in one hit to the Magnum, so it's a really good weapon to have, especially on like
it
multiple
is.
playthroughs where you're kind of able to balance your ammo a little bit more.
I did not take advantage of the Magnum. I saved it for the end game, which we'll get to. And I would say you don't really need it for the Tyrant fight.
Yeah, it makes the Tyrant fight almost too easy, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was just, a
I think it's like
handful of
three
shots.
shots, 3 or 4
And it was
shots.
like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
I think it would have been more gratifying for me if I used it in the mansion or in the
Yeah,
caves.
I started using it in the mansion just on like the hunters because
Yeah.
I was getting real sick of them jumping at me and wasting shotgun ammo. So I was like, if I can just be one and done with these things, that will be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
But I
You
think
also find the battery here is another big thing you find
the
so
what,
that you can
sorry?
use for the battery for
Oh,
the
the battery,
elevator.
the battery.
Yeah,
I thought you said for some reason the badger. I
the
was like,
badger.
I was like, I don't think there's a
There's a giant
badger.
badger boss. It's a giant mutated badger. What if badgers were big? Is the question it asks.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
I also I think one more note on the jewel thing. I mean, that is something that becomes a series trope, right? The kind of item that sparkles in the dark, right, and clues you into to it's something that you need to pick up. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I feel like
We've
that.
kind of had that a few times, but yeah, this was one of the first times where yeah, it's like
Mhm.
very, very obvious. So
Right, right.
yeah.
Um, we get access to the elevator, right?
Yep. So you go
So
back to the
that's fun.
garden. Yeah, you throw the battery in the elevator. There's like kind of this is what we were talking about earlier. You have to, with their excellent water management system, refill the pool,
Yes.
which also or actually ends the waterfall, right?
Yeah.
All right, about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, ends the
Yeah.
waterfall, so you can go behind the waterfall, and then this is where you get into the caves.
Right.
Yeah,
Isn't this just like an absurd kind of journey for the protagonists, right? They're like
it it is, and I remember the joke when I was growing up. We were playing this game. Was always like, imagine working here.
yeah,
Like every day you gotta like drain the fountain to go down and then dodge the boulder. And it's like,
right.
you thought
Where's
your
the
commute was
battery?
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. It's we don't really hear much from Chris or Jill saying like, isn't it weird that I have to like go run this battery across
Yeah. They're
this
never like, who
mansion
did
and
this? Like
right. Yeah, like why do I do
it's
this?
all
Why am I
it's
doing
all
this?
just normal for them.
Yeah.
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 But
I will
maybe that's just
say
what Resident Evil world's like. Maybe every workspace is like this.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're just
I mean, the
like
police department is when we get there. That's full of like random keys and jewels and stuff. So they're
right.
like, this is just normal for us. This
Yeah.
is just, in the words of Raul Julia, for me, it was Tuesday. Sorry.
R RIP, gone too soon.
R.I.P.
Yeah, gone too
Yeah,
soon.
yeah.
Although, do you know, side note, do you know David, God, I don't know, David Malchian? You would like
No.
recognize, you're like, I've never heard of that person in my life. David
I'm
Dalst,
gonna try to spell it phonetically, as you said. David Delmachian?
Das Malkian.
Machiavellian? Oh, shit, it popped
You
up.
would recognize this person. Yeah.
Das Machiavellian brought him up.
Das
Oh, I know
Machiavellian.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he is playing
Yeah.
M. Bison in the Street Fighter film,
Really?
which have we talked about that at all?
I could see it. We haven't talked about it. I only
That
know about it because there's a bunch of wrestlers in it.
yeah, the cast is bizarre.
Yeah.
Jason
The
Momoa
cast
is
is really weird.
Blanca.
Jason
Um,
Momoa is Blanca. Cody Rhodes is Guile. Cody Rhodes, the wrestler. I don't know
yeah,
if you know
that's
him or
weird.
not. And then
Vaguely.
yeah, Roman Reigns. And then there's a Japanese wrestler, Hiroki Goto, that's gonna play E Honda.
Okay,
So that's
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Orville Peck.
Yeah, I know Earl Peck. He's got the
Yeah,
mask.
yeah, he's playing
He's like,
Vega.
what if a country singer was a little kooky?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why they cast him as Vega, because Vega wears a mask and
Oh yeah. That's a
it's like
little not exactly cast against type.
right. But it's like he's
Yeah.
never acted before either. So it's like, what?
Yeah,
It's weird.
this feels like a very stunt casting type of movie. I think
Yeah.
they're kind of relying on a bunch of people being like, I wonder what that guy's like in a movie type of
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa as Blanca makes a lot of sense, but he probably won't play Blanca like the character. I'm probably the
You don't
only
think
person
he'll
who cares about the fidelity to the Blanca character.
He's really selling out the core of Blanca.
Yeah, I'm like, Blanca's not a
Yeah.
bro. He's yeah, anyway. Yeah, so I mean to me the caves
I don't like the caves. I
I
think they're kind
don't
of
either.
dull. I don't
I
like using the flamethrower as a key. I
I don't think
I
I had
kind of
that as
I
a
kind of oh really? There's like a flamethrower and you have to it functions as a key. Like if you take it off the little thing, it like will lock or unlock certain doors. And I
no,
think
I
the
didn't
idea
have
is so you
that.
don't like bring the flamethrower with you and like just steamroll everything, but
Okay.
it's kind of bizarre. But we also get some more signs that something's up because you run into Enrico,
Ooh, yeah.
who's made it the furthest of any Bravo team type of people, and he's down the caves like moaning and groaning, and I think he right away says like, "There's a traitor in the stars," and then he gets shot. And Chris is like, "What was that?"
Right. And I think
Yeah,
you don't really have the option to give chase.
you don't. Yeah, it's just kind of a cut scene.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
but
Which struck me as strange, but not
yeah.
not
I feel like it
atypical.
probably more interesting in Jill's playthrough because you already have Barry acting weird, so it's kind of like did Barry
Right.
shoot him or did Wesker shoot
Right.
him? Whereas
Well,
with Chris, you're kind of like, oh, is Barry with you when that
Barry's with you.
happens?
So
Oh, okay. So it
it
kind of
kind
makes it
of
obvious that's
yeah, you're like,
the
well,
only other living person in the game probably shot him.
right, because you haven't
Yeah,
seen Chris in the Jill playthrough, right? So it's like the only other person who
yeah,
is
yeah. And you don't see, yeah, I haven't seen Jill or Barry since the beginning. So
right, right.
yeah. So, but
Yeah.
Chris is still baffled by it, even though there's only one other person there.
Yeah. I like that you're going
Yeah.
out of your way well, you're not really
I
going
have
out of your
such a
way. You're like, here's another way Chris sucks.
I didn't dislike playing as Chris. I actually enjoyed playing as Chris, but yeah, I just have such antipathy for him as a character. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Just the
Yeah.
whole meathead dude bro thing. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. In
yeah.
Chris's defense, not to uh shame you, but like I feel like that characterization comes from later games, right?
That's probably true.
Like
I'm
he's kind
probably
of
kind
just
of
bland here.
yeah. He's kind of just a guy on
Yeah.
this one. Yeah.
But, but it is who he is.
It
So
is who he is.
it
Yeah.
is who he is.
Yeah. I
But
did
yeah,
spend a lot of time just like staying there watching it killed over and over again, laughing to myself.
yeah, yeah.
That took about 2 or 3 hours of my playthrough. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Did you record it and upload it to Pornhub?
So anyway, Enrico
Yeah.
dies. R.I.P.
RIP. Gone too
You
soon.
had the Gone too soon. He had the best run of any
He
B
did.
team member. I think was
Yeah.
he the captain of the B team?
I believe he was Enrico
I think he
Marini.
was, yeah.
I
Because Wesker is kind of like the overall leader, right? Or is he the
is he? I
captain of
don't
A
I
team?
think I'm not
Maybe
sure.
he's the captain of A team, I guess.
Let me see. Let
Yeah.
me see. Um, I do enjoy in your notes that your first descriptor of Enrico is has quite the adventure.
Well, he made it all the way to the caves, you
That's
know?
true. He did. Yeah.
Yeah, what was he doing? I think you ran
Seriously.
into him in Zero, if I remember right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I think
but
that's right. Yeah, so Enrico, captain of Bravo, Wesker.
I seem to remember the wiki having like a whole complicated thing about like the politics of stars. It
Oh
felt very like
man.
office politics where it's like, well, you'll be the manager, but you can be the supervisor. It's just like all
Yeah,
these, yeah, like
yeah. So the
we're
wiki
not gonna give you a
says,
raise, but we'll give you a new title,
right.
type of thing.
Yeah. So the wiki says that Wesker is the captain of Alpha Team and does have seniority over Enrico.
Oh, okay. Well, it
So
makes sense. Alpha team, Bravo
yeah,
team. So yeah,
yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, and I believe like Enrico getting killed, at least in my playthrough, like didn't seem to spark too much emotional reaction from the protagonist. They were just kind of like, "Oh no." Um,
Yeah, kind of same. Yeah, he didn't
yeah,
really seem to
yeah,
care. Yeah. I guess he
yeah,
was kind of probably not gonna make it anyway. He seemed pretty banged up, but
yeah. Well, and
yeah,
I think also the game, to the game's credit, we've not really interacted with that character, so it's
yeah.
difficult to feel really compelled
Hmm.
in that way.
Yeah,
Not that it's great, but
yeah. Chris does not remark that he was so full of life the way he does about Kenneth or whoever you
right,
find in
yeah.
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some boulder action in this one, which
Yeah,
I think is kind of fun. I mean, it
yeah,
doesn't it tonally it's kind of weird. It's a little more adventure game Indiana
right,
Jones,
right.
I don't know, something different.
Yeah,
So there's
it
some, yeah, boulder sections where you have to run out of the way of the boulder, and it's not hard, but the controls make it where if you died once or twice,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It is a strange shift in aesthetic from
Hmm.
Spooky Mansion to outrunning a boulder.
Yeah,
But
in a cave.
perhaps, yeah, perhaps it does. It's the first introduction to Chris's true nemesis, the boulder that he
The
punches in five,
he's that's a thing. Yeah, we'll have to. Does the
dropping
boulder have its own
breadcrumbs.
wiki entry? Yeah.
Is it the
Is it the
child?
same boulder? Yeah,
Yeah.
the child of the boulder. The boulder's like you dodged out of the way of my father, and then he crashed into a wall, and now I'm here for revenge. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the only other kind of puzzly thing in this section in the caves is we get the wolf medal, we get the eagle medal, we put those into the fountain to drain the fountain. Is it the fountain?
yes. Yeah, yeah, you drain
It's
the
a
fountain. Well,
fountain.
you find the books. You find the medals in a book. You find these two
Yeah,
books.
that's right.
And I thought I screwed up because I remembered like opening the book. So I did that right away. And the books are called like, oh, it's the Wolf of the West and the Eagle of the East, or
Hmm.
something like that. I don't remember exactly what they're called. So I was like, oh, I was supposed to wait till I got to the fountain and then put the one
Uh,
in the east and one in the west. And that's a big deal. There's only two options. But I was like, oh,
right.
that was like the way I was supposed to do it. But no, it says in the fountain like there's an indent of the wolf and there's an indent
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
eagle. So
yeah.
it's kind of like, I mean, I guess it's fun, but it's like I could have found the medals too. It
Yeah.
doesn't like add a lot to be like, oh, I opened the book.
No, it
But
doesn't really give you much.
yeah,
Yeah, at least the game didn't like soft lock you, if you put them in wrong,
yeah, that would have
which
been.
there is
Yeah, you had to reload.
yeah, there is a
That would
spot
suck.
in Code Veronica that you can soft lock.
I remember getting,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a few. We'll get to it, but
Yeah.
I did like Code Veronica because there was a few times where I
Yeah.
got like either soft locked through that or just like I had no. ammo left at all.
Yep.
And I guess that's
That's
kind of my fault, but it's kind of like it feels bad after
well,
like I gotta go back like 4 saves to
right.
redo it.
I think
And
that's
yeah,
I
just
think that's bad game design, which
it's
is not
yeah,
present here. I don't think that this game
no,
screws you like that.
no, you usually have different options. Like we I think we maybe skipped over the big spider
Oh
boss.
shit, the spider.
So we
Yeah.
got we're continuing our boss fight style of a big thing. Well, if a thing was big. So you have a big spider, it's called the Black Tiger. I don't know if that's in the game or just on the wiki,
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I do
but
know that is how
it was referred to as the Black Tiger,
just
which
it's kind of
uh,
confusing because it's a spider.
it's a spider that spits acid at you and gives birth to lots of baby spiders. So that's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I
I feel like that's a classic, like kind of sci-fi horror trope of like
yeah.
a bunch of little things popping out of the big dead thing.
Yeah. It was not particularly memorable. I kind of forgot that that was even in the game until you mentioned
Hmm.
it.
Yeah,
Um
and we've seen spiders before, but you can always just run past them. So
yeah.
I guess it forced you to fight them. I didn't get hit, so I'm not sure if it was poisonous or not.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
don't know
get
if you
hit
did or not.
either.
So
No.
yeah, you're in a
Um
big room. It's pretty easy to avoid.
I felt like it was more challenging to step on all the babies and squish them. Right afterward,
Yeah.
you can either run from them or I just like kept running back and forth, but because of the fixed
Oh,
camera angles, it took
that would
like
make it tough. Yeah.
three
I
minutes to
honestly,
just
I just left and then came back in and they were gone. So
oh
that's how I handle it. I was like, I'm getting out of here. And then when I came back,
yeah.
they were gone.
Yeah, I just
Uh,
squashed all of them. It's just like
yeah.
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 So and
And then you got
Black
some more. Oh, sorry, you're gonna
oh
say.
no, no, I was just gonna say Black Tiger is I'm just trying to think where this comes in. So yeah, this is while you're finding the MO discs while you're in the
Yep.
caves.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think this is the second of the MO discs. There's some more
Yep.
kind of pushing puzzles that are of various interest. There's one that's a little like as we talked about earlier, you can't pull anything. So there's a
Right.
statue against the wall, but then there's like a button that pushes it out. So it's one of those like barely qualifies as a puzzle type of Resident Evil
Right.
puzzles,
Right.
but I guess you're doing something. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
not particularly mentally
They,
taxing or anything.
yeah, they've complicated the formula slightly, but
Hmm.
that's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. There, yeah, it's not. This is not the witness. We're
No.
not.
No.
Yeah, we're not getting more and more complicated, or yeah, just getting slightly more complicated.
Little bit. Little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, but then yeah, like we said, you drain the fountain and yeah, heading down to the last part of the game, which is
The
the lab.
the laboratory, thus
Yeah.
beginning a Resident Evil tradition in which there's a secret lab under everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And it's the least fun part of the game,
That's yeah.
which is
Yeah.
also a Resident Evil tradition of the
Yes.
last area being not great.
No. And it's
So.
just such a bummer because I think I don't maybe it's because they've done it so many times, but like on paper, it sounds like it should be fun.
Hmm.
But I just feel like when I was playing the game, I mean, it felt like it really ran out of steam here.
Yeah,
Um,
I felt that too. And I don't know if it was fatigue for me. Like you're not really that scared of anything. Like
no,
you've probably,
no,
yeah. I mean, this is more big picture horror games in general, and I think games still struggle with this to this day. It's tough to balance it's a horror game. It's supposed to be scary, so you have to fear dying. But if it's too easy and you never die, it's not scary. But if you're dying all the time, it kind of takes a sting out of it. Like you're like, okay,
hmm
well, if I die, I need to replay 2 minutes of the game. It's not that big of a
right,
deal.
right.
So it kind of runs into that where it's either like either you're rocking and rolling and killing everything and it's no problem, or you, you've already died enough where you're like, who cares?
Yeah, and I think
Yeah,
that games in this genre struggle with scaling too, because at this
yeah,
point you probably have what, 4 to 5 weapons, you have ammunition,
yeah,
so you're pretty stocked to the gills with you know, tools and the like, and so you're pretty well equipped for what's coming at you. So to
yeah,
me, it really cuts the tension. Um, not that scared of things.
yeah. I would agree. I don't think it's like It's not a bad area. I don't want to make it seem bad. Like
No.
this is still fun. It's just we're on a downhill slide from the highs of the mansion in the first like two-thirds of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We do get a new enemy here, which is I don't know if it's called like this called this in game, but the Chimera.
The Chimera. It's these little guys that hang from the ceiling. They're almost like a
Yeah,
proto liquor type of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were weird. And I
Yeah,
was kind of they didn't do much for me.
I don't like them. They're not they look like weird little goblins.
Yeah, yeah, they're
Like they're
almost like
not
comical.
Yeah, it's not really clear like what they're supposed to be. Like everything else is kind of like it has a good analog. I mean, the hunters are they refer to them as like a shaved gorilla or a skin gorilla, but they're
Hmm.
kind of like amphibian. The
Right.
dogs are obviously dogs. The zombies are obviously like dead people. The Chimera is like, yeah, what are they supposed to be? They're
Yeah.
just like these long, like short but lanky, long arms, and they swing from the ceiling and they kind of like swat at you and make weird noises. And they're purple, which I
Yeah.
also, yeah, it's just
Yeah. Apparently, according to the wiki, they're human fly hybrids, which to me
human. Okay,
I don't even
I didn't get that at all.
know. I thought maybe like
Yeah,
primate, like monkeys, but
yeah, with the whole like swinging from the ceiling and stuff like that, and hanging off pipes
yeah.
type of thing.
So
Yeah,
this is, I
as
mean,
monkeys are wont to do.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is from the wiki, and I don't totally know where this comes from. I think it might come from a Japanese book called Inside of Biohazard. But
Hmm.
apparently, the Chimera, this is dark, dark, dark. Homeless women were abducted by umbrella agents and forcibly impregnated with modified embryos out of various insect-human hybrids that were envisioned as bioweapons.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's like
That's
really,
really dark.
yeah, it's like, whoa,
Yeah, that's like
whoa.
Resident Evil 4 type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, huh.
yikes,
I don't like
yikes.
that.
No,
Um,
and I guess I don't
yeah,
know if
I'm starting to
that's
get the feeling this umbrella isn't that good people. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, they
The
seem
more,
questionable to
yeah,
me.
it's like
Um,
I've been reading a lot of history books lately, and the more I learn about this Hitler fellow, the more I don't care for him. Sorry, I think I've told you that joke before.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, credit to Norm
Um,
Macdonald, R.I.P.
who worked at McDonald's?
Credit to Norm Macdonald,
Oh,
R.I.P.
Norm
Yeah,
McDonald. Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
And Hitler, rest in piss, I say.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the inside of
You get your
Bio.
third MO disc. Sorry, you're going on about the inside of
Oh no,
Biohazard.
I was just looking at this inside a biohazard book. It interesting. It seems like a guide that has some
Oh,
also,
oh,
you know,
one of those like kind of guys with some flavor text to kind of
yeah.
spice things up.
Yeah, so a lot of like really nice like hand drawn illustrations of like the dogs, you know, the kind of
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so interesting. Um
I definitely miss that about like we don't get that anymore. I mean, obviously, like
no.
you don't get manuals anymore.
Yeah.
Um, and then the guidebooks, that was a whole like little industry, like all
Hmm.
the different
Hmm.
like there was whole like was it Prima Games or something like
Yeah.
that was one of the big ones,
I
and
think they
yeah,
still
there's
make
people that oh
yeah.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't
Probably
know
more of like a
who.
boutique kind of collector's edition. Like you can't
Yeah,
just like walk into like the grocery store and buy like a, you know, God of War guidebook off the magazine rack.
probably not.
Yeah.
No.
But
Um
I always like those. I always thought they were kind of fun to
yeah.
read through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am, so I think last thing I'll say about this guidebook is that I can find it on eBay. So they're all located in Japan, which makes sense. About 36 bucks, but it's all in Japanese.
Oh, well.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you gotta take, Japanese lessons on top of that. So that's,
yeah,
what's that gonna cost you? Yeah.
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 So MO Disc 3, huh?
You get you get MO disc 3, my favorite MO disc.
Yeah, yeah.
Um Yeah, again, I don't think you really know what to do with these yet.
Uh,
So you're just kind of collecting them and leaving them in various item boxes. This is also around the time where you get the researcher's letter,
Yeah, which is one
which
of my
is
favorites.
this is cool because I'll let you talk about it, but yeah, go tell me
Oh,
about
sure,
one of your
sure.
favorite
One of
memos.
my favorite memos. So this is a memo that we encounter, and it is written by a man named John Clemens, who
Does
is a
he put his
researcher.
name on there, or is it just John?
He just
Sorry.
puts no, like, how dare you question me about
Well, I'm
my
just
favorite
thinking of
memo?
because we've made fun of Martin Crackhorn, so I was like,
Oh
do we gotta
yeah,
roast John too?
we can roast him, but no, he does not sign his first and last name.
Okay, just
So
John.
just from the wiki, we know
Yeah.
his name is John Clemens. So basically, sadly, the memo is tragic, right? He's writing his lover. He says, by the time you read this, I'll be something different. Today's test turned out to be positive. He gives us a little bit of information about a password we'll need to use later. He says the password is your name, and he provides us with it looks almost like a Norse runic cipher.
Yeah, it's kind of like rune hieroglyphic type of
Hmm.
writing.
Right,
I agree. This was really cool, I thought. I
right,
thought this was a really fun puzzle.
right. And because I believe the note is in the X-ray room, so when you activate the X-ray, we can see those symbols on a painting and use
Hmm.
that cipher to decode the code, which is surprise, surprise, mole.
And that's interesting because I I don't think that they had anything really planned beyond this game,
No.
but it's weird that says mole. Because if this is Ada Wong, then she would be like a mole, right? Like she's always working for these mysterious organizations,
Right. And
like
yeah,
infiltrating. So it's like it
yeah.
almost sounds like that's him being like, "Hey, just so you know, I know that you're a mole."
Oh, that's
You know what I
interesting. I
mean?
hadn't read it
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, the thing that's most interesting that we're referencing here is the letters addressed to Ada.
Oh yeah, we should mention
So
that.
that's
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, so Ada Wong being a major player in the franchise.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
last name is not used in the memo, so there's no uh smoking gun that would suggest it's her, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
believe.
kind of assumed that at least when
Mhm.
they added her as a character, like that was deliberate. It wasn't just like two people that happened to be Ada.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
so I think you're right
And
that it was
yeah.
retconned.
Yeah. And it fits with her kind of like honeypot type of vibe where, she's yeah, kind of the
Yeah,
secret agent who makes men fall in love with her and whatnot.
right,
So yeah.
right. And on the
Yeah.
wiki, it does confirm that if we follow the hyperlink to her bio, says around 1997, Wong was assigned the mission of infiltrating the Arclay Laboratory and Umbrella USA facility deeply connected to the development of illegal bioweapons. With fake credentials, she was able to gain employment and soon developed a romantic relationship with Dr. John Clemens, the facility's chief researcher, as a means of
Ooh.
obtaining classified information that would aid the rival company. So,
Hmm. So is that White Umbrella? What's White Umbrella? There's references of White Umbrella in here, but I
oh, is
forgot to
there?
look up what it
There's
was.
references to
There's at
White
least
Umbrella?
there's at least one. I think it's we kind of glossed over. I think I glossed over this too, but you find orders in the trophy room where you find the red jewel,
Okay.
and there's I have it on here, but basically it says X day is approaching. Where is this? Yeah, X day, lure stars in, get combat data, and then blow up the mansion are the instructions.
Huh.
And then I believe that's signed by White Umbrella.
Okay.
And presumably that was to Wesker.
Hmm. Interesting. So, I
Yeah.
mean, the brief description, and it seems like this is maybe drawing from like novelizations. It says that White Umbrella is the Biological Research Division and Covert Bioweapons Research Department of the Umbrella Corporation. But that doesn't really make sense to me because doesn't
So
the whole
there's like a
company do that?
subsidiary.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, because Umbrella, like canonically, Umbrella is at least their covers are just like a pharmaceutical company, right? They're
Right,
like
right,
Johnson and Johnson or whatever. So
right, right.
okay.
That's
So maybe that's
interesting.
nothing. But I was thinking, yeah, because also not really clear who Wesker is with now.
Not really.
Yeah,
He,
like it's sort of like he might be like a double agent as well.
right. Yeah, that your observation about the mole thing is interesting
Yeah,
though, and
so
and
well,
portentous. So um
yeah, but yeah, this is it's a cool letter. He asks Ada to kill him if he
mhm,
finds him as a zombie. So
mhm.
yeah,
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 yeah.
and then yeah, and kind of gives you information that the locks can be opened if you type in the password.
Yep.
So that kind of tells you what your next thing to do is after you find out
Yeah.
the mole thing. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So helpful.
yeah.
And it's
Maybe he just had a big mole. They always used to joke about it. That could be the
makes me
mole
think of
too.
that
Yeah, could
Austin
Austin
Powers.
Powers. Yeah,
Wow.
I haven't rewatched those movies in a long time. I'm worried about how they would hold up.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
not
like,
sure. I do
yeah,
feel
I feel like
like
they'd probably be mostly fine. Like Wayne's World
yeah,
holds up. I watched that not too
yeah.
long ago,
And
and
Austin
yeah.
Powers is very pro consent, I believe. There's a scene where I think maybe it's the Elizabeth Hurley character. She's like trying to have sex with him,
Hmm.
and he's like, no, no, baby, like you can't consent because you're intoxicated, kind of
Oh,
thing. So
well,
I
that's
mean,
good of
that's
him. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, he's kind of like yeah, he's a sex positive character, that Austin
right,
Powers.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, and body positive.
Whereas James Bond, not sex positive.
No,
No,
no, not a
not at
good role
all.
model.
Uh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. But
Yeah,
the fun
tune in.
part.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna make a dumb joke. It's
Make
not
it.
worth it. I was just gonna say, tune in to our sibling podcast where we talk about fictional role models.
Uh,
Who would want that?
and then our third podcast, where we do that thing that podcasts do sometimes, where you watch one movie over and over again, and we just watch Role Miles 50 times in a row and talk about it every week.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, it's like
Ugh.
that podcast where they watch Grown Ups 2 every week for like 2 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Um,
Oof.
once you get to the room with the computer, Chris types the code and they fist pumps, which I thought was fun.
Wow.
I
Jill does no such thing, I believe.
I think Chris was excited because he's definitely never used a computer before.
Yeah. Is this
Yeah, like
when
this guy, he'd probably think you're a nerd if he saw you using a computer.
this is when you log onto the computer and it feels like it's like 20 seconds of typing to like get to the screen?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's very much just like that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah,
Yeah. I guess it was a
uh,
novelty then, right?
yeah. It's like
Somewhat.
what if a computer could control a door? That would be
Yeah.
yeah. It's like sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. Another fun thing, you find slides.
Yes.
You find like a little slide deck. This is like totally optional, but again, it's just like flavor. It's a little slideshow of the different monsters that you encounter.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I
Um,
liked. I like that.
yeah, you can't read it, at least on the version I played. I don't know if you could read it on like if it was on CRTV,
Mm,
like in terms of like the descriptions of the monsters. So you just see pictures of like a dog, a shark, a hunter.
yeah. I
But
think
yeah,
it was fairly text limited, if I
yeah,
recall.
yeah.
Um, and so now we're in the end game, right?
Yeah, we're getting very
This
close to the
is
end. If you've been collecting the ammo disc, you've been finding the ammo disc readers. They give you little passcodes. They're all Bible verses. Thankfully, you don't have to like memorize anything. You just
yeah.
once you have them, you have them. And then you can use that, like we talked about in the first episode. If you're Jill, Chris is in the jail, and if you're uh, I got mixed up who I said first.
If you're
Whoever you're playing as, the other person's in the jail.
the opposite protagonist.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I got a little confused here because you can put the codes in and go talk to them in jail, but you can't get them out of the
Yes.
jail.
Yes.
So I spent a long time fucking around, like looking for like a key or a switch to try to get them out of jail. But basically, it wants you to get a little bit further in the game before you go back, which in retrospect makes sense for like gameplay reasons. Like they don't want just like they probably didn't want to program like
An
the
AI.
second character, yeah, to follow you around,
Yeah.
unless you're like very limited at where you could go. But it did kind of confuse me. It's not like super clearly
Yeah.
stage where they
I
say like, "Go take care of Wesker first, and then come back for me" or something. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
was also confused by that. It seemed like there was something I was missing that I would need to activate a door, but
yeah,
um
yeah. This whole area is pretty confusing. Like the whole lab. I really wanted like an icon for
yeah,
where my character was, because you do have the map, but you if you're in the middle of the room, it's kind of hard to orient yourself to like which door did I come out of. So then you, at least for me, I have like going to rooms just to kind of see what door I was by, and then coming
yeah,
out again. And
yeah.
meanwhile, you're being chased by the stupid little Chimera things. And yeah, this was a part where I got to be more frustrating than fun for me. This kind of like not last half hour, but like the hour to 30 minutes
hmm
before the last half
hmm
hour type of thing. So
Yeah, and I felt
yeah,
that I usually don't mind backtracking in these games, but it was a lot of vertical space, like up and
yeah.
down. And the environment is just fairly drab and not particularly atmospheric. So there's just not a lot happening.
Yeah, it's hard to remember like yeah, where is that room again? Because every room is just like a generic lab
Yep.
or a
Yep.
generic corridor. So yeah, just
Yep.
less yeah, much less personality and vibe than the mansion has.
hmm
But
hmm
yeah, eventually you wander around enough and you activate the elevator. So I'm assuming we got some differences here with maybe what happens. Because
Yes.
as well, I have a whole little play that I wrote down because I thought the dialogue it was really funny.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to go first, if you want me to jump in, or
We're enacting the dialogue here.
do you want to enact the
Oh,
dialogue?
I thought
Yeah.
that's what you were suggesting.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay,
Okay.
so for Chris's scenario, you try to get the elevator and you're interrupted by Wesker. We should mention at this point, Wesker or Chris knows that Wesker is a traitor because he's found a picture of Wesker with the Umbrella folks,
hmm
and also another memo that talks about how it says a Wesker, and Chris uses the power of deduction to figure out that's Albert Wesker.
He's like, which
Is
Wesker is it? It's a
Yeah,
Wesker.
he's like an Umbrella executive. I think he's like the sanitation committee or something. It says, which is kind of weird, but that also says that it's like the that he'd be in charge of the prison. So that makes sense where you can put people in prison. That's in the notes. So it
Uh,
made me think of like Tony Soprano and like mobsters, how they always have like the no-show jobs. Like Tony Soprano's like the sanitation commissioner or whatever for
right,
some
right.
like trash company. So Wesker's like officially the payroll is like, the director of sanitation, but really it's just like collecting a check and just money laundering type of stuff. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Resident Evil Sopranos crossover.
Yeah. It's, many people have said that corporate America, it's basically the modern day mafia. So Resident Evil is a anti-capitalist critique secretly.
Yeah, so this dialogue,
I
who do you
I
want?
short circuited because I'm trying to think of a gabagool joke, but it's
Oh, okay.
not coming. But anyway, you run into Wesker. I had Rebecca in tow because I've been trying to keep her with me because I wanted the best ending. Best ending involves keeping everyone alive. So yeah, you run into him and an amazing scene happens. Do you want to be Wesker?
Sure, I'll be Wesker.
All right. So we
All
come
right.
across each other, and Wesker says, "Sorry,
Chris, as my subordinate, you have wonderful talent.
I would never work for a company like Umbrella." And Wesker, you were formerly with Umbrella.
What do you mean?
Since when have you been an Umbrella agent and a traitor to the stars?
Now you're wrong. I was formerly with Umbrella, yes. Now I'm prepared to face anything, even getting rid of you vigilante stars.
Now the worst possible situation has occurred. The failure of the experiment created a virus, a biological weapon, polluting the entire lab.
No, the worst happened with the Tyrant virus. I lost my stars team members because of it.
You killed them with your own hands. Did you kill Enrico? And then
Re-
Rebecca says, "Really?"
Yeah, like
Keep
this.
up, Rebecca.
And then he shoots Rebecca.
Bang! Shoots Rebecca. I love this. It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
The dialogue, like nothing anyone says leads to like the next line. Like it seems like we're missing stuff in between.
It's like they're having two
Uh
separate conversations, right?
yeah.
Talking past each other, but it ends with
And,
Rebecca getting shot.
and it ends with Rebecca getting shot. And then it's like it's not clear what Wesker's trying to do. Like he's like trying to play dumb, But then he's like, well, you're wrong. I mean, I was with Umbrella. I'm gonna kill your stars. But also the tyrant virus killed them. It's like, what do you like?
Yeah.
It's kind of odd how much he's still trying to like deny it versus admit to it versus, but then he shoots Rebecca. It's like the
Oh, yeah. The
whole thing. So
jig's up, huh?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very odd. And I also think that they kind of want Chris to sort of like explain what happened in case you haven't been following along or haven't
Mhm.
been reading the menus, the menus. I keep saying menus instead of memos.
The memos.
Haven't been reading the memos and like being like, oh, okay, it was a biological weapon. That's what they're doing here. It's like I don't know. It's very strange dialogue. Um, this and the next scene in the Tyrant lab, I think kind of starts. It's a meme now, but the whole like Chris and Wesker are very flirty, and like
Yeah.
Wesker's into Chris. I feel like the genesis is here
Okay. Interesting.
because saying like Chris as my subordinate, you have wonderful talent. What a weird thing to say to somebody. Like it's very like you'd call HR if someone said that to you, right? I would.
Yeah, yeah. If
Yeah,
somebody called me their subordinate, it would feel like a power play,
yeah.
right? But like, what talent is? Why does he think he has wonderful talent?
You have wonderful. I guess just that he like survived that long, maybe
I
because
guess
he was expecting like the combat data to be, um, but yeah, that's what happens with Chris and Wesker. What happens in
that's
Jill's scenario?
yeah, yeah.
Do you have
So
more dialogue for us?
I don't have the
Oh, that's
transcription.
sorry.
No, no, sorry.
That's okay.
But it plays out quite differently because Jill confronts Wesker, right? They ultimately get to the same place, but the difference within understanding Wesker is the traitor, but the difference is that Barry shows up behind Jill and pulls a gun on Jill. And then
Oh.
the kind of details of Wesker blackmailing Barry. He's threatening to harm Barry's family, so he's blackmailed Barry into obfuscating um, things and helping him. So he pulls a
Hmm.
gun on Jill, who tries to talk him out of it and say, Barry, you're better than this, I don't think she actually says you're better than this. But this is when Wesker says, Barry's such a fool. He'll be under the control of Umbrella forever, which is hilarious. And Jill says to Wesker, you are so cruel. So some great,
Not cool,
yeah,
Albert. Don't
yeah.
call me Albert. I told you to call me Wesker.
Wow, that was,
Yeah.
yeah, Oscar.
Wesker is a little whiny in this game, so
Yeah,
it's
he
fair to
is.
get that. Yeah.
But ultimately, at least, and I'm curious to see where things go after Wesker shoots Rebecca in Jill's storyline. Basically, what happens is Wesker orders Barry to go do something else. Eventually,
Mm.
Barry comes back and I think knocks out Wesker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then because Barry, right, has this moment where he's like, "You're right, Jill. I don't need to be taking orders from him."
Okay.
Which unclear
That's
why
interesting.
he
Yeah.
chose that moment to, flip. But
Yeah. Like this has gone just long enough,
yeah,
I say, if I'm
yeah.
Barry. So that's kind of interesting. So
Hmm.
so is how do you get into Fight the Tyrant then as Jill? Like you just like walk in
Yeah,
there or
yeah. I think
because
you,
Chris Wesker makes you fight him basically.
yeah. So Wesker is, so I think it sounds like in your playthrough, you're forcefully escorted. Here, Barry knocks out Wesker. Um, and I think Wesker still shows up in the room and gets
Oh,
killed
okay.
by the tyrant. So,
Okay. Because yeah, that's what I was gonna ask because that's another thing that makes me think that they, didn't have a sequel planned really at
yeah,
all. Like because it is like in universe, the way they bring Wesker back is pretty clumsy. They're just like, oh, he injects himself with the virus and survived, which
right,
but
right.
yeah, Wesker also dies in but via the Tyrant. So you walk in, you have more like flirty kind of dialogue with Chris and Wesker, where Chris is big dogging him, and Wesker's like, "Look, it's the ultimate life form at the Tyrant," which is
Oh
not a very
yeah,
Resident Evil thing. They just show you like some horrible monster and be like, "It's the best thing ever." It's like it's a horrible monster. Like,
right.
what's
And
it gonna do? Like,
and
it's just
all of its organs are externalized, which seems like a
yeah,
very bad design flaw.
Yeah, it's like heart is
Um,
out. So
yeah, it's
as like a character design, it looks really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, and another cool cutscene where you kind of like pan down and show its like big giant gray body.
In the I guess I want to say it's in a test tube. It's not in a test tube.
Kind of, it's kind of like a
In
tube,
a tank.
like a
I guess we
like a
would call
fluid
that
filled
a tank.
tank. Yeah,
Yeah, a fluid-filled
yeah.
tank. Yeah, so cool moment, right? We get to see what all the hype is about this tyrant that has been referenced a little bit.
Been referenced a
Um,
little bit. Not that impressive. You can kind of just run away and shoot it 3 times.
yep,
So
yep,
in terms of a bioorganic weapon, maybe back to the drawing board on this one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not particularly
yeah.
impressive. I think the
And they will
design
go back to the drawing board, but
they will. They
yeah,
sure will.
yeah.
Um,
V1 of Tyrant is meh.
Yeah. I guess I had a question about this, and maybe we'll talk about it in later episodes, but they do mention in the game that the Tyrant is not fully developed. Do we actually see like a fully developed Tyrant?
I don't
Or,
think so because I looked at all the other like tanks and there wasn't anything in them
yeah,
in this one. I feel like in the remake there were other tyrants in the
maybe.
tanks that were like you don't fight, like they maybe
Yeah,
died already or something. But yeah, this one is just the tyrant and yeah, it's a pretty easy fight. I mean, you just run away and shoot him, and then and as part of the cutscene thing, he stabs Wesker with
yep,
his claws, and Wesker is presumably dead, although later he comes back.
right,
Yeah.
right. So yeah, you leave this area. At this point, at least in my playthrough, Wesker, or I'm sorry, Barry says Wesker is a crazy man, which
He
cracked me
sure
up.
is.
Yeah, and then we go break out the other protagonist from their jail.
Uh, yeah, that's basically the same. I mean, I think you have something to say about Wesker, like, oh, what a pathetic way to die, or something like that. And you kind of make fun of him a little bit when he's showing off his tyrant, being like, oh, your tyrant sucks. And he's like, shut up. It's cool. Everyone thinks it's cool. You're like, no, it sucks. And it's like, I'll show you. And then it just kills him.
And then Connor O'Malley shows up and says, "The tyrant is
Yeah.
cool."
We should never pull out of Afghanistan. And you're like, we were in Afghanistan because but I guess we weren't there yet. 1998.
Nope, nope. Well,
Yeah,
not that time, I guess.
not that time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This Resident Evil is dedicated to the brave fighters of the Mujahideen. Sorry. Um, but yeah, kind of a comeback fight as we talked about, and then Chris's game gets weird at this point. I
Really?
don't know why they did this. So you walk out, Rebecca's fine because she reveals that she had a bulletproof vest.
Okay.
I feel like I had a bulletproof vest on as like the I woke up and it was all a dream of like action
Yeah,
movies. Like it's very unsatisfying. I
yeah.
don't like it. Um, for some reason, Rebecca decides to blow up the mansion, which is odd because that was like
Why? Yeah.
Wesker's thing. So her kind of weak in game explanation is that like, well, there's research here that can make these monsters, so we should blow it up so no one else can use it. Is
Okay.
kind of what's implied. But also like you're a cop, and this is like very obviously a crime scene. So
Right.
it's weird for a cop to be like, well, we should blow up the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
Right. Yeah, that is
Yeah,
strange. That feels like,
yeah, it's a weird,
hmm.
especially because like, why wouldn't you just have it happen? Just be like, oh,
Right.
someone triggered the countdown, or like, oh, Wesker maybe he survived and started the countdown, or I don't know. It's very bizarre. Um, but yeah, at this point you can save Jill or save Chris
Yeah.
in the Jill playthrough, and you really do that game here. You kind of start towards the heliport. The alarm's going off. There's no official countdown yet. There's a interesting spot where you're walking towards the elevator. There's a battery just on the ground.
Uh-huh. I remember that.
Yep, and it's not like a puzzle. You find the same room that you needed, and you just put it in,
Yep.
and then it starts the countdown.
Yeah, I don't really understand
Yeah,
that.
it makes no sense, like gameplay wise. I'm thinking that was just like a way to start the countdown, like to have the countdown go for like the final boss fight, like as a signal, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like in game, like when battery put in, start countdown type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
Yeah, it would be the only thing I could think of.
if you didn't know that you were at the end, now you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, they let you know that like, oh, you have to like get out of here. You don't just like, or maybe like playtesting people like got confused about where to go and
Sure.
like didn't realize that you could like take the elevator or something. I don't know. It's a weird choice, but I'm
Yeah.
guessing there's like a development reason for it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because then we get to the final area that we play in the game, the helipad.
Yeah.
Uh,
And you hear clearly from Brad. Brad says that he is running out of fuel. Please, if there's anyone in there, give me a sign.
right. So you find a
Yep.
flare,
Yep.
you
Find a
ignite the
very
flare.
conspicuous flare.
hmm And of course, once you light that flare, the tyrant is back,
Hmm.
clawing out
Like
of the
a
helipad
like a
concrete.
moth to a flame, like a tyrant to a flare.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
This is
poetic.
much better than the first fight.
It
This is fun.
is. It is.
Yeah.
You do a little shooty action with the
Yeah.
tyrant. He just like throws you like across the
Yeah. The
helipad.
the change is he's much more aggressive, and if you get too far away from him, he will chase you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of like it kind of prevents that just like run away. You have to be a little more nimble to try to get
Right.
around him.
Right.
You can shoot him, you might as well. You got the end of the game. I think it slows him down a little bit, but
Right.
also you can just run. It's more probably like good gameplay design where like you're not if you're had three handgun bullets left at this point, you wouldn't just be like stuck. You can
Right.
just run
Yeah.
away from him
Yeah.
because basically you just run out the clock.
Right. And then good old Brad does what he was born to do. He chucks a rocket launcher out of
Hmm.
the helicopter and
Yeah,
it does
I never
not.
leave home on a helicopter trip without my
Nope.
rocket launcher.
Nope. And
You never know.
it does not blow up, even though he tosses it out of a
Yeah,
out of a
falls 50 feet
helicopter.
onto concrete, and
Uh-huh.
it's just
Just
yeah, it's just
clunk.
fine.
Yeah. And I mean, I will say that when you deliver that rocket launcher to the tyrant, it is gratifying. I mean, it's kind of comical now.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
it
like, you know,
it cartoonishly blows him into like literal pieces.
yeah.
Like his arm and his legs are like kind of arranged.
Uh-huh.
Its head uh continues to, like talk, like the head's still moving for a while afterwards,
What,
which
the
is weird.
tyrant?
Yeah, the tyrant, his like mouth is moving when you blow him up on his head.
Is
It's
that
a
a
very weird choice.
I
I
totally
swear
don't
to
remember
God.
that. Okay.
I swear to Christ, I realized this. He's still like twitching. Like it's
Oh
very
gosh,
strange.
that is
Yeah.
bizarre. It's like, is that
Yeah.
only a Chris bonus?
Chris, yeah, I guess
Right.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a very
No,
yeah.
I probably just missed it. And I think that is the end, right? We get the FMV.
Yep, you
Um,
get the FMV of them just like chilling the helicopter. They don't say
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
And then
no,
you fly off. So that's the if you save everyone, that's the good ending. So
yep,
that's what's canonical because we'll see all these characters later on in the series from one way or
right.
another.
I thought the music over the credits was interesting. I have in my notes Sonic Adventure 2 ass music at the end. Just like
It didn't really fit. Yeah, it was
no, it was
very
like kind of like electric guitar riffs and
yeah.
it's like what is this?
Yeah, it felt very like I guess I didn't look up if it was like made for specifically for the game or if it was
Yeah.
just like in Capcom music library and it's chucked on there. But yeah, it's interesting. And then yeah, you can save at the end and play through it again. So
Right. And I believe you get a key to the wardrobe,
yes,
which,
yeah.
but you have to play through a good chunk of the game to even get to the wardrobe.
Yeah, I can't remember where the wardrobe is. I think it's in the mansion, but it's not like
Yeah.
right away. Yeah, you have to
No.
like get a little bit to
Yeah.
get there.
And
So
I thought to myself, I was going to do it. And then I was like, actually, I don't want to spend like 3.5 hours just to play
yeah,
to get another costume.
yeah, yeah.
That's okay.
Like yeah, it gives you your playtime, which I think only includes like I don't think it includes like if you die and start from the last save.
Correct. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
only
okay.
active.
Because I was gonna say I played longer than that. So because my official playtime I think was like 7 hours, something like that,
Okay.
7 or 8.
Yeah, I think
And I
I was
definitely played
about,
for like 10 or so, like
yeah,
total with
yeah.
deaths and everything. So, but
And I
yeah,
believe,
that
yeah, my playtime was around, I think, 8.5.
okay.
So,
Which I think is about the right time. I mean, it
yeah,
dragged a little at the end, but I think it's a good length, even though there's maybe like the last 2 hours could maybe been like, an hour. But
yeah,
overall I thought it was
yeah,
a good amount of play time. So
yeah, agreed.
yeah.
We do
Yeah.
not have the rankings yet, S, A, B, C. That
Nope.
is not
Nope.
here yet. Um, so that is to come. But I was excited
Yes.
because I was wondering what rank I would get. But I feel like I always get like a B. I
I am
never,
I'm usually a B. Yeah.
yeah, I save too much.
Yeah, it's weird that like the amount of saves is one of the things that like I could see like no save as a challenge run, but it's like I kind of want to save. I
Right.
don't
Like
know.
you're giving
So
me ink
yeah.
ribbons, so I
Yeah,
assume
like
that you would.
am I supposed to not use them?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah, so in terms of just kind of final thoughts and reflections, favorite or least favorite area monster boss characters. Um, yeah, so I mean, I guess just reflecting on the game as a whole, to me, nothing beats the mansion itself, right?
It's the
Like,
chalk pick, but yeah, if it yeah, the mansion's rocks. I mean, it's an iconic area.
yeah,
When you
very,
think about sort of like holy areas in games, this feels like one of them. Like something
yeah,
where you like it really sticks with you. You remember your first time walking into the big great hall. You
right,
remember your first time with the dogs jumping through the window.
right, right.
Um,
The
yeah, there's just so many cool spots in
Yeah,
there.
even the keys, right? The armor key, the
Hmm.
helmet key, the kind of gothic sensibilities, right?
Yeah,
That's all really well done and holds up
yeah,
quite well. I know this would also be perhaps cliche, but I mean, I think the zombies take the cake for me. Maybe the zombie dogs. I'm cool with that.
mm,
But I think those are just, classic, right? We talked
yeah,
about hearing them before you can see them, um, and they're tough
yeah,
at
yeah. No,
first.
I would agree with that. Yeah, yeah, and they are. Yeah, once there's a spot where you're like, where you're playing, where you realize like, oh, I can't just kill everything.
Hmm.
And that's like a big sort of like, oh shit, like this might be harder than I thought it was gonna be. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I
Which,
definitely agree with you there with the zombies being again a chalk pick, but a clear favorite.
yeah. Which
Yeah.
it's interesting to consider it in the context of the remake because to me, the remake, I would say, and we'll get there, but I would say Lisa Trevor, 100%.
Yes, yeah, which I
Which
think was planned for this one, and they cut it.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
or at least there was like a graveyard area that was kind of cut and
Yeah,
repurposed for
yeah,
yeah, for the remake. So
yeah. So Lisa Trevor scares the shit out of me.
that was one
And-
that really stuck with me. Yeah, just
yeah,
very,
and
yeah, horrifying.
Crimson Heads too
Hmm.
were scary and they were fast,
Yes,
right? Like
yeah,
so.
yeah. We have slow zombies for the most part, except for the hunters. Um,
Right, right.
but yeah, we agree there. I feel like we'll agree for all this, but I'll do the next two. So favorite
Sure.
boss, I would say Tyrant version 2
Okay.
was my
Yeah.
favorite. Maybe we won't agree on this. I don't know, but
I
I thought it was cool. I mean, I like Tyrant as a
yeah.
design, and it had a real sense of finality. Like, oh God, I thought it was done. There's this one last
Yeah.
thing I gotta get through. So I like that.
Conceptually, I think it's the most interesting, right? It's not
Yeah,
just, as you said, the big version of a spider or,
yeah. It's not
you
just
know,
yeah. What if animal big?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
I think the design is interesting. It's futuristic, grotesque. I think like there's an argument to be made for like that creature as having maybe like a kind of right, like almost gothic sensibility too, like a Frankenstein
yeah.
type creature, right? That's,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah, it's like
um,
recognizable, but like something very obviously wrong with it.
mhm.
Humanoid but inhuman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, and I think that's more compelling than, you know, the big
big
snake.
spider.
Yeah,
Yeah, big
yeah,
snake. Yeah.
yeah. Character work, what do you think?
So I For my favorite character, this one's tough. I got my least favorite.
It's is
Um,
it is your least favorite Kevin Dooley?
yeah, Kevin Dooley's my least favorite. Or the guy in the beginning who like finds the gun with the hand still caught to it. I forget who that was.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
Forrest, yeah. But for main characters, you know, this introduces a lot of characters that will be fan favorites in this one. I would say either Jill or Barry is my favorite.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yep. We kind of touched on where you're going over the character at the beginning, but Barry, good guy. He's a
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
He
He has an arc.
he has an arc. He's trying to fight for his family. He thinks his family's in danger, so he's willing to go along with it, but only for so far. Ultimately, he's not willing to like fully go and betray Jill.
Right, right.
Yep. I like Jill. She has like some stoicism to
Hmm.
her. She's as we found out by her blood type, she's creative. She
Hmm.
plays the piano.
Yeah, she
She
delivers a
lockpicks,
killer Moonlight Sonata.
Killer Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And
She's
her,
half French, half Japanese.
that's right.
So
That's
for what
right.
it's worth.
And I think her outfit is just, I think, iconic, right? Those
Yeah, I
the
love
blue
the
shoulder
beret.
pads, yeah, and the
The blue shoulder
beret, like,
pads, the beret.
yeah.
Do you
I,
have a least favorite or a least best for those categories, or
mm, yeah. I mean, I think
we
we've
kind of
talked
touched
a,
on it. The lab
yeah,
is
the
meh.
lab. I would say the black tiger, the spider, is
Mm.
pretty forgettable.
Chimera is
Um,
my least favorite monster for sure. We kind of talked.
yeah,
It's almost like
yeah,
comedic. Yeah, it's like an imp, like a
yeah.
little imp guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think character wise, I mean, I mean, should we say it on three?
One,
Two,
two, Chris.
three. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
you said on three, not
Right, but I
after
did.
three.
Oh, well, but that would be a weird. Say it instead of three. Wow. I'm like, yeah, but
Uh,
Chris for
yeah.
sure.
That was very like, are we doing rock, paper, scissors, or are we doing rock, paper,
Right,
scissors, shoot type of situation?
right,
So
right.
yeah.
Yeah, but we should leave that in. That's fun. On
I think
three,
we should, yeah.
to
One, two,
Chris.
Chris. Uh, yeah, Chris, he's just I'm like a little joking when I talk about Chris being stupid and me hating him, but I just don't think he's that interesting of a
No,
character.
he's pretty flat.
Yeah, he's very flat in this game, and he goes on to just be like a pretty basic dude bro, until like very recently where he becomes another one of my least favorite archetypes of like the depressed former military guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
he gets big like divorced dad energy later on in the game, and I
Ugh,
don't like that either. So yeah, Chris, the start of a long and sad decline for Chris in this game.
it is. And also probably the character who shows up the most by far,
Yeah,
right?
there's a
Because
lot of Chris.
he's in
Yeah,
one, he's in Code Veronica, he's in five, he's in six,
yeah,
he's
he's
in
all the
seven,
new
he's
ones.
in Village.
Yeah, they're obsessed with Chris. And he has like his
Yeah,
own like DLCs and stuff. I'm like, why do
yeah,
you?
that's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, stop it.
yeah.
Stop it,
Stop,
Capcom.
stop trying to make Chris a thing.
Yeah,
So
Capcom, if you're
yeah,
listening.
yeah. And then Barry,
Um,
who everyone loves, there's only like one game with Barry in it.
right,
Isn't it
right.
like one of the Revelations games, I
Hmm.
think? Like Revelation
Yeah,
2 or maybe
yeah.
one. I can't remember which one, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
think, do you eventually play as his daughter?
Yes,
Yeah,
Myra or
yeah, Moira.
something like that.
Yeah,
Moira.
Mor
Um,
Mora,
more. So
Mora.
I just like Wesker as a character.
Yeah.
He's another one that goes pretty off the rails, but here he's kind of just like comes across just kind of like a mercenary
Hmm.
sociopath type of guy.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah,
like that. Yeah,
yeah. I guess when
good villain.
that's your starting point, they're like you can only get bigger,
You can
right?
only, yep, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, when they gotta bring you back to the dead eventually, you're just like, I'm gonna turn myself into a monster. So
right,
yeah,
right. In a volcano.
in a volcano. Yeah.
Yeah. I in my searching for original reviews, I actually couldn't find a lot of encountered a lot of 404s, but I did encounter a few snippets that I wanted to share.
Hmm. Okay.
Because I know you shared the EGM review. Let me see. Pull it up.
like IGN's review. This game rules, no bones about it.
Yeah.
They should have said no moans about it
No mo. Yeah,
because the
exactly.
zombies moan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I pulled these excerpts because I think it helps contextualize the game. You know, the IGN review says never has a game combined excellent graphics with heart-stopping action and a great story in such a way to create an almost cinematic adventure. You really do feel like you're participating in a movie. It's amazing. So like that kind of realism at the time, right, was I think fairly exciting and immersive
Hmm.
for people in a way that obviously playing it today, it doesn't have that feel
Yeah.
to the same degree. But the GameSpot review touches on the same thing, but the opposite, right? It says the, in parentheses, thankfully isolated cinematic sequences showing the interactions of the STARS team members, are filled to the vomit line with some of the most hokey, badly translated, drama killing, god-awful voice acting ever burned onto a disc. Oh well, which feels pretty harsh to
It
me.
feels harsh, and it's one of those things where like I don't I don't disagree with it being a hokey, badly translated, drama killing, or god awful, but I do disagree that it's bad.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
kind of like it.
I
I don't know.
agree.
I think it's fun.
Yeah,
It's charming.
and
We're not
the
making Citizen Kane here. It's a
right,
1996 horror video game that had
right.
like
That
honestly
drew
not like super high expectations for it. I mean, no
Mhm.
one knew what this game was going to turn into.
Right. And it also, I
Yeah.
mean, I think wears its B horror George Romero influences
Yeah.
on its sleeve. So to me, it's kind of misunderstanding the lineage
Hmm.
and the references. It's like, well, I don't need this to, be anything other than what it is. But I think it's
Yeah.
that question about immersion for people, right? Some people felt very immersed to the graphics and the atmosphere, and some people were like, I think that broke immersion for some people.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, but I think like in the 90s, fidelity and, representing reality, I think were much more of goals, right? Than,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you wouldn't try to do a blocky 8-bit art style on a 32-bit console, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and the 90s is also very like you look at especially the late 90s, the movies that were popular, you got like a couple years later, but things like The Matrix and
Yep.
Fight Club and Seven. It was very a time where it's very like deadly serious,
Hmm.
no like just sort of misanthropic,
Hmm.
dark, dreary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that review being something that somebody would say in the 90s, being like, this isn't
Hmm.
serious enough. Yeah, broke
Right.
my immersion.
Right.
So
Like
yeah.
silliness is to be avoided,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which
yeah.
which is strange to me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Just kind of its time, but
yeah.
yeah.
And I guess to me, this is, I think, really until we get to, I would argue maybe seven. I think the influences, quote unquote, like the kind of cinematic or horror influences, are
Hmm.
not as strong in some of the mainline entries.
No, no. I mean,
Two,
it
three,
was
four.
yeah. I mean, it was a very popular take that like for a long time that this was the only one that was like really horror, and
Hmm.
that two, even starting with two, it veered into action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but
Yeah. Interesting.
yeah,
So yeah, that's in terms of the reviews.
nice.
Something I thought was interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, it's a great game. Still holds up. Reviewed well, sold really, really well. We'll go through the rest of the series is the plan. But yeah, we got many, many sequels that came out, movies,
Yeah.
books. There's a
Yeah.
play in Japan that's
There's a play?
canonical. There's a play that is canonically part of the story.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
like a live theater play. So yeah, it
Fascinating.
came up in a YouTube video I was watching. So
Okay, interesting.
yeah,
Did
yeah.
you did you
Also,
find
I loved the music in this. I thought the music was super good, really, really
hmm
good.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah.
atmospheric, tense. Yeah, great, great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
But yeah, no, lots of fun. Feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point.
Yeah.
Story right now in the story, I think it's a good self-contained story that leaves room to build, which is what ends up happening.
Yeah.
It lays down
Yeah.
some good solid lore. for where we'll go, which is going to be the most insane places you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And it's interesting just how small of scale
Yeah.
this game starts, and it's pretty
Mhm.
refreshing to me, especially in something that's now gone for 30 years.
Yeah.
I think the later on we'll talk about, I think they kind of the writers get into some dead ends,
Hmm.
and kind of realize the only places they can go are bigger and broader and more global, and I think that ends up being to the series' detriment, but
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I agree. And when the series kind of resets um and gets into ones that people really like, it feels like it's always like, let's go back to a smaller scale story type of thing.
Hmm.
Like even four, which is like a big kind of globe-trotting adventure. At the end of the day, you're just Leon trying to rescue the president's daughter.
Yep. Yep.
Like
It's
the
pretty
stakes
simple.
are very like personal, and this one the stakes are just like surviving the mansion. The world's not at stake at this
Right.
point.
Right.
The future of humanity is not at stake at this point. So I like
Right.
that part of it too. So
Yeah, me too. Even though I think, as we'll see, the directors and producers and writers kind of can't help themselves
mhm.
with kind of the big endings,
Yeah,
right? So yeah,
yeah,
but fantastic game. I would just recommend it flat out.
yeah. I'd
I
wholeheartedly
I, I
recommend
would
this. If you
say,
haven't played
yeah,
this, I think you'll have a fun time.
yeah,
Even in 2025, if you haven't played a survival horror game before, the traditional survival horror game before, controls, they're going to take you a little bit to get used to, but
yeah,
surprisingly, once you get used to them, it's not that bad. I
not
mean,
that bad. No,
it's less complicated than things. I mean, once you sort of orient yourself to just like up on the D-pad is always going to move my character forward. You know, it's
right.
it's surprisingly simple once you kind of like get a feel for it, which does take a few minutes, and a few type of tries, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah,
sweet, great,
good stuff. All
cool.
right. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks where we'll start diving into Resident Evil 2.
RE2,
Yeah.
Raccoon City.
All right, that was another episode of Hot Zombie Summer, and we'll be back in a few weeks.
And in the meantime, check us out on Apple, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Hot Zombie Summer Pod, all one word.
So until next time, don't be a Jill sandwich.